So you're a coach whose athletes are constantly getting injured. I got you. There is a very common reason of why athletes get injured so much. That reason is lack of balance in their workout routine. You see, human body is not built for soccer. It's not built for handball. It's not built for basketball. So if you participate in any of those sports, if you don't do any supplementary work, your body is going to be out of balance. Your muscles will be improperly developed. Unless, of course, you do proper supplementary work. Let's use a soccer player. It's a common example I love to use. So think about soccer football player who's kicking the ball all the time. So what's gonna happen? His quadriceps is gonna get a lot stronger than his hamstring. So why is that a problem? You see, we know from scientific literature that your hamstring should be as strong as it can to your quadriceps strength. Closer in strength your hamstring is to your quadriceps, less likely you're gonna get injured. And this is specifically important in sports. So an athlete like this, who doesn't do any supplementary work, is probably gonna have quadriceps that are more developed than their hamstrings, which might cause some knee issues, hip issues, hamstring issues, even quadriceps issues, because the forces are not gonna be distributed equally in the legs. This is just one of the examples, but you also need to think about your adductors inside of your leg, your abductors outside of your leg, your tibialis anterior, the front part, bottom part of your leg, then your gastrocnemius, your lower back part of your leg. All of these muscles need to balance each other out. If not, the forces in your knees are not going to be equally distributed, you're going to have issues. So as a coach, to fix this, you're going to take your athletes to the weight room. And the first thing you're going to do is not going to be traditional style training where you put your athletes at squats, deadlifts. No. First, we need to figure some other stuff out. First thing we're going to do is we're going to supplement their hamstring work. So if the athlete does a lot of kicking, we're going to do some hamstring work. So just thinking about the movement that the athletes are doing on the field, and then taking something to counter that movement in the weight room is pretty much going to be the basic of your injury prevention work. Now the second thing is you're going to test different muscles. You're going to compare the strength between different muscle groups. Now, since many of you don't have the advanced equipment that's going to measure your specific force output, you're going to have to do something else. You're going to choose exercises that engage your quadriceps more, and you're going to choose exercises that engage your hamstrings more. Then you're going to compare the two exercises. For example, front squat compared to RDL. Your RDL should be 1.2 to 1.5 times higher than your front squat. If your athletes are not in that range, that means something is going on. Might not specifically mean that they're more prone to injury. It could be their anatomy. But if that's the case, it's important to look more closely into it. You can do this for a lot of different muscle groups and find weaknesses in your athletes. But the best way to do this is think biomechanically when looking at your sport. Think about what could their weaknesses be if they just drill those movements. And now the last thing you're going to do again, you're going to supplement them with more exercises to fix the problems that they're having. So you're going to repeat step one. If you're not a physical therapist, if you don't have an advanced equipment, this is the most simple approach you can have to help your athletes. In my opinion, this is what the main use of weight room should be. Not squats, deadlifts, there's time for that. That's only the last piece of the puzzle. You can be the most technical player in the world, you can be the strongest player in the world, but if you're having imbalances, you're gonna get injured, you're gonna be useless. Don't complicate it. It's simple.